Hi, and welcome. This is my cooking show. And I'm putting on a really weird voice.
You seem to have forgotten the name of the show as well, too.
Okay.
Go.
Hi, and welcome.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Olivia Milana, and this is Milana Made. It's the first episode of my cooking show, which I'm sure you're thinking everyone and their mom is doing a cooking show right now because we're all quarantined. And what I have to say to that is those moms have great ideas. They're beautiful, wonderful ladies, and I'm one of them. So let's get started. Today I'm making dark chocolate chip cookies. These are very highly requested by my family. They're amazing. You don't have to make them with dark chocolate chips. Feel free to make them with whatever type of chocolate chip you want. If you want milk chocolate chip cookies, if you want white chocolate chip cookies, go for it. But the base is the same. They're also dairy-free. I don't use butter. I use a special ingredient, and I'll show you those right now. Here I have 1 cup of vegetable shortening. You can do butter flavored vegetable shortening, but I don't go with anything that's imitation butter flavor because it's not the real thing. And it's not gonna taste as good as real butter. So why kid ourselves? Just get the regular vegetable shortening. You're gonna go with a cup of that. 3/4 a cup of white granulated sugar, or what I have here is natural cane sugar. I like the texture that it provides, but you pick what you wanna do, it's your life. I have 3/4 a cup of dark brown sugar. This one, don't substitute for light brown sugar. Just go with the dark brown, okay? Then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 cups of chocolate chips of your choice. Dark chocolate if you're dairy-free though. Let's talk about what we're gonna need. So, to make these, you need 2 prepared cookie sheets. I like these silicone mats. It makes for really easy cleanup. If not, use like the spray Pam, canola oil, whatever you want to use. 2 wire cooling racks. When they come out of the oven, you pull them. And to form the cookie, I like to use ice cream scoopers because they just make symmetrical, beautiful little mounds of cookie dough everywhere. And then it also like controls the size of them if you want them all to look somewhat similar. And that's it. Let's cook. We are going to cream together the shortening and the 2 sugars. This may not be glamorous coming out. Let's see what it looks like. Blop, blop, blop. All right, there we go. We're doing our best. And that's all we can do every single day. And now I'm going to add both sugars. There's the natural cane sugar. There goes the brown sugar. And then we start this process. You just want to make sure that this is really thoroughly mixed. If you were doing this on a stand mixer, you would just mix it for about 2 minutes on like medium. But since I'm doing it by hand, I'm just going to eyeball it and make sure it's just totally incorporated. So when it starts to look like this, and it's almost like a dough, you are there. There just should be like no white streaks in there from the shortening. You may see like a few, but for the most part, it should look just like that. Now we are gonna add in the eggs 1 at a time. Oh, don't film me now, don't film me now. I got shell in there. The first one was perfect, but you know what? This is an amateur cooking show. You just wanna fold these in. You're not gonna wanna over mix them. If you overwork an egg, it's just not good at baking. You know, I don't really know why. Okay, I don't know why, but I know you're not supposed to do it, so just don't do it. Okay, so as you can see, it's not totally homogeneous, but it's just almost all the way homogeneous. I was just really gentle with those eggs. Now I'm gonna throw in 2 teaspoons of vanilla here. Vanilla I kind of treat like garlic. Measure with your heart. It's a suggestion. You just want that good vanilla essence in there. So if you have a little less than 2 teaspoons, no problem. If you have a little more, okay. You just want it to be delicious, yummy, and you should smell it. This is 2 1/4 cups of flour. I'm gonna put the salt and the baking soda in. That was baking soda first, but whatever. There goes the salt. All you're gonna do is just whisk this together. Once you're done with the wet mixture, what we're gonna do is just fold this in slowly. So I just kind of fold this in slowly. Just take a little bit at a time, make sure it's incorporated mostly, and then we go a little more. As you can see, I'm not like mixing it, because it's gonna make a tough cookie. Nobody wants a tough cookie. Okay, be a soft cookie. That's what we need more of in the world. All right, and then I just combine it, baby. This is a little bit of a drier cookie dough because we don't have that butter element in there. We do have that shortening. I also refrigerate my shortening so it isn't too liquidy. If you leave like Crisco, whatever vegetable shortening you're using out, it can just be a little too soft. When you put it in the fridge, it just makes it a little bit easier to handle and it doesn't immediately melt into whatever you're making. It gives it a little bit more structure. Okay, almost there. So the reason I didn't do this on the stand mixer is because it would be done in 2 seconds and we wouldn't have a cooking show. So I'm gonna do things the hard way so you get entertainment and a recipe. And I get forearms. So everyone wins. And look at that. It's such a good consistency. It doesn't stick to your hands. And you can just bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, now comes the fun part. This is typically the part that I let Talia do because the rest of it's too much chemistry. If she puts too much salt, the whole thing's gonna throw it out. But this part, you can never really go wrong with the amount of chocolate chips you use. Oh. Let's hope he doesn't cry so we can get this done. Okay. All right. If you hear the learning farm in the background, that's what we're using to get things done. All right. I'm gonna put the 2 cups of chocolate chips in. And then you can just kind of press it in. I actually never use the stand mixer when I put in the chocolate chips. I just use my hands or I fold them in with like a big wooden spoon. Because if you've ever put chocolate chips in a stand mixer, it can like chip them and make like little tiny like chips off of the chocolate chips, and then it's just not as pretty. It looks perfect. Nestle Toll House is gonna come for me, and you know what? Sometimes it'd be like that. Maybe I shouldn't come for Nestle Toll House on my first cooking attempt. That's a little bold for a rookie. Okay, we're going to pop these suckers on the baking sheets and we're gonna put them in the oven and they'll be done super quick. These are like nap time efficient cookies. Okay, we have a special visitor. He got a shot today, so he's a little grumpy, but he likes watching me make cookies. Who doesn't? Like and subscribe. Okay. So I am just using the larger cookie scoop. I like bigger cookies. They remind me of like a bakery. These don't spread too much. They're not gonna get super thin. So don't be scared to put them like 2 inches apart because they're not gonna run into each other. Okay, so I just scoop it. You do it one-handed, and then I just put them down on the sheet. Yes, I'm using my body as a means to kind of push it all the way into that cookie scoop and get off the excess. I'm putting the last few on the tray here. Once I have them all on the tray, I'm gonna put them in the oven at 350 for about 9 to 11 minutes and we'll come back and check on them. So these are in the oven for 11 minutes. When they came out, I left them on the cookie sheets for an additional 5 minutes till they really set up. Then I moved them to the cooling racks until right now because I can hardly stand it and I have to get one. I did 11 minutes. Now you can do 8 minutes, you can do 9 minutes, you know your oven. Do the amount of time that you want. I like mine a little toastier, but these are about perfect. They're perfect. They're chocolatey, they're chewy and crispy at the same time. They're delicious. Now, even if you aren't a dark chocolate fan, it doesn't matter. You won't even be able to tell. They're just sweet enough that it tastes just like the perfect cookie. These cookies are delicious, they're perfect, they're everything you need in a chocolate chip cookie, and they take less than 20 minutes from start to finish. So, with that being said, we'll grab a new one for Tali, and I'll bring it upstairs because nap time is over, and I have fresh baked cookies. So, I hope you guys try this recipe, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi. I just whipped dead hair all over my kitchen. It's my first time, and mistakes are gonna happen. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, don't look at me.
What's this voice you're doing?
If we're improving it.
I'm so aggressive. Action.